Hello everyone, Two Turn Studios, the dev here. So today we are going to be, in this absolute beginner Unity tutorial, we're going to be creating a couple objects, moving them around, and showing you all how to navigate the scene menu. So what we're going to do first is we're going to right click in hierarchy. We're going to go down to 3D objects. Now, keep in mind, this is just for testing. You'll be using 2D. This is just for testing. So we're going to create a cube. Here's our cube, our little cube, as you see. In the inspector, you see cube, cube one. You can rename it here. The transform is what position it is relative to the Unity editor. Rotation is rotating. So say I do 45 degrees, as you see, it's rotating. Rotate 45 degrees there, other way. Rotate 45 degrees there. There you go. Mesh render. This basically renders the mesh on the cube. Box collider. Box collider is important because that will cause triggers between it'll basically stop. Like if a box collider hits something else, you both have box collider. Under most circumstances, they would bounce off each other or just stop. This is just basically messing with rendering materials. Since we're doing 2D, nothing to worry about there. So we're going to do, okay, so we have our cube, and now we're going to go into the game scene. And as you see, our cube is in the scene. So as you remember from the previous video, the hierarchy is everything that is in the game. And the scene is your canvas that you're painting your game in. Game is what the player or user who's playing the game will see. So say we want to move the cube. Say we don't want it in the center. That's too centered. There's a couple features that we have to pay attention to up here. As you see on this up here, you have the hand tool, move tool, rotate, scale, rect, and a couple other things. We'll only be really paying attention to the first four. The hand tool is moving around in the scene. You can also hit the Q on your keyboard. It'll bring up the hand tool. You can also, if you're choosing something else, use your middle mouse button, or more likely your mouse wheel click, to use the hand tool temporarily. That's what I do. I don't. It's good to get used to that. It's a lot quicker. So move tool, that is W on the keyboard. That is how you move it. And as you see, you can move along the different axes. And remember when I said in the first video that 2D freezes on the Z axis. If we take it off 2D, now we can move it on the Z axis. But since it's in 2D, you're only focused on the 2D. So stay in 2D mode all that you can. And then if we hit the E on the keyboard or click rotate, we can rotate an object. And as you see, changing a rotation changes the rotation here. You can do Control Z to undo your last mistake. I end up doing that a lot, as most people do. Scale, that is also R on your keyboard. As you see, Q, W, E, R, there's a line on the top of your keyboard for all these tools. R is scale, so you can scale it wide, scale it tall. And really, I don't scale based on dragging. Frankly, because if you look here, the scale goes in all sorts of decimal places, and I like to have a nice even number. But that's to each their own. If you want to scale it that way, or if you just want to test it by replacing that with two, it needs to be a little bit taller. Let's make that Y4. Okay, so now we got a rectangle. So as you see, I hope everyone's following along so far. So as we see, Q, hand tool or middle mouse click, W, move objects. E, or the rotate button, rotate your object. Rotate it that way too if you wanted to. And R, or this up here, scale. There you go. As you see, there we go. So now we've got our cube. Let's try moving it. So let's move it a little bit over to the left. And now, as you see in the game view, it's to the left. Now let's move it to the right. As you see, it is now in the game view to that. Okay, let's say we move the camera to the right while keeping this on the right. Take a second to think what will happen. As you see, since if you click on a camera, it'll give you a little preview, which is nice. I didn't have that when I first started. So we move the camera, and as you see, the cube relative to the position of the camera where it is. If we move it down, the cube will go up. Up, cube will go down. Easy. So let's do a, I think that's it for now. I showed how to move things around in the Unity screen. We'll get into creating other objects, all this good stuff in later videos. But right now, I just wanted to show you how to move things in the Unity editor. Say you create a, just empty object and you move it. It's going to be the same thing. So this is moving any Unity object. Anyway, so thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you think this helped. I appreciate all the attention this could get on. I'm trying to help Unity developers like myself when I got started. There's not a whole lot of absolute beginner tutorials, so trying to help out everyone as much as I can. Thank you, and I hope you all have a good evening.